That's the official name that we came up. Episode 1 of
Quack Talk.
Quack Talk. So we had decided that we would do a YouTube. We'll call it podcast, video podcast, vlog every day, or maybe 5 days a week. Maybe a little more frequently because it's just cool to get together and talk. Because I had a good time making a video with you.
Yeah.
So I figured we do this when the kids are doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Amber had a question she wanted to talk about today, and it's gonna be this channel is gonna be about just us talking about stuff and talking about life. And maybe you have any questions in the comments, we'll answer them on the next video or something, or a topic you can suggest, and we'll just talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
Amber gave me a haircut today.
Yeah, I am the well-rounded woman, apparently.
Is that a flat top they call it?
She cooks, she cleans, she does haircuts.
Yes. So, honey, what is your question that you want to pose today?
So earlier I used the word frustrated, I believe.
Yes.
Because I had recently shampooed the carpets, and I have been vacuuming them at least once a day.
Mm-hmm.
And you got me that cool shark vacuum mop thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been happening.
Yeah.
On top of me actually myself vacuuming. So I felt frustrated that there were carpet, like dirt. It looked like the boys brought in like clods of dirt and just like smushed it into the carpet. And I was feeling frustrated about that.
And I said,
let's not use that word anymore.
Let's not use the word frustrated or irritated, because I believe that the Bible says, let no unwholesome word proceed from your mouth, but only such a word that is good for edification according to the need of the moment. I think that's word for word, maybe. Maybe. Double check it. I'm not. It's somewhere along those lines. I don't even know what verse that is. Ephesians? I don't
remember.
Yeah. So I say a wholesome word is basically positive words. And if it's unwholesome, that means it's a negative word. And so if you're frustrated instead of awesome, that is an unwholesome word.
Let's look up the word wholesome.
Wholesome, conducive to suggestive of good health and physical well-being. And being frustrated is not
conducive to or promoting moral well-being.
Moral well-being, and frustrated is not a well-being kind of word.
Okay, except for I think that it could be, depending on how you look at it, because your emotional well-being, your mental well-being, you need to like work through frustration, right? So yes, you can remind yourself that my boys are a blessing and the dirt is there because of the blessing of my boys.
Yes, or that you have a carpet to have dirt on it.
Yeah.
That'd be a wholesome word. And so you're worshiping God through your gratefulness that even though you have dirty carpets, at least you got some carpets, because some people don't have carpets.
Actually, I would not mind not having carpet.
Or not having carpets, or even having a floor in your house, or even having a house with floors.
Yeah.
So that would be a word, a wholesome word, because you're being grateful and you're worshiping God through your gratitude. And anything that is unwholesome is basically not worshiping God when you express your negativity, because who created it? Who created everything? And if you're frustrated, who are you frustrated at? Who created everything?
It's an interesting perspective.
See, you're frustrated at the creation, right? So the more negative we talk about something, the more we're not worshiping God's creation, and it's unwholesome.
Okay.
Proceed from your mouth. Got it. Okay, next topic.
So, what do you do with the frustration feeling?
You don't talk about your frustration. That's probably a heart issue because you're not frustrated. Yeah. I would. Let me just say that that's a gauge. Okay, if I would say as you mature in sanctification, you will not get depressed. Okay, I mean, it should not be in your vocabulary if as you mature, because you will get depressed certain things. I'm sure that's normal because we're walking in sanctification, and once you have arrived, you will have no depression or negativity or criticisms of God's creation. You would be in so awe and gratefulness and thankfulness in everything that you have already. So you can see someone's walk based on the outpouring of their heart. I like to refer to James. Let me see. Can I refer to James right now? James.
I have my phone. You can refer to James.
Yeah. I like some of James stuff. Let me see. Book of James. NESB.
The Book of James.
Book of James. And something about the it's a short book.
You know what chapter?
I don't know if I have one in particular, but yeah, see,
James is about trials and how you can grow spiritually through trials.
Trials, yes.
Yeah, so James is there to kind of like help you get. Well, I don't know what he's there for, but it definitely points out that trials will come, and yes, they will be difficult. So, like, frustration could be looked at as a trial, and yes, you are supposed to feel frustrated and you grow through that though.
Okay, let me read this one.
I don't think it's healthy to just ignore negative.
I'm things. Not. I mean, I don't want to promote the negative things either. So let's just kind of let's learn from James here. It says we'll kind of starts off with the context. Do not become teachers in large numbers.
What
my
chapter
brothers.
Are you in?
This is James chapter 3. The tongues of fire. Do not become teachers in large numbers, my brothers, since we who are teachers will incur a stricter judgment. For we all stumble in many ways. If anyone who does not stumble in what he says, he is a perfect man, able to reign the whole body as well, which is understandable. Now, if we put the bits into the horse's mouth so that they will obey us, we direct their whole body as well. Look at the ships too. Though they are so large and are driven by strong winds, they are nevertheless directed by a very small rudder, wherever the inclination of the pilot determines. So also the tongue is a small part of the body, and yet it boasts of great things. See how great a forest is set aflame by such a small fire. And the tongue is a fire, the very world of unrighteousness. The tongue is set among our body parts, as which defiles the whole body and sets on fire the course of our life, and is set on by fire. Set on fire by hell. For every species of beasts and birds and reptiles and creatures of the sea is tamed and has been tamed by the human race. But no one among mankind can tame the tongue. It is the restless evil, full of deadly poison.
Mm-hmm. With it we bless the Lord, our Lord and Father, and with it we curse people who have been made in the likeness of God. Mm-hmm. From the same mouth come both blessing and cursing. Mm-hmm. My brothers and sisters, these things should not be this way. Does a spring send out from the same opening both fresh and bitter water? Can a fig tree, my brothers and sisters, bear olives, or a vine bear figs? Nor can salt water produce fresh.
So it's coming from, it's an outpouring of the heart. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you're frustrated, well, there's something going on in the heart. But if you're grateful, something going on in your heart. It doesn't matter the trial, the situation. Remember when I said, we as Christians can encounter the same person dying, And one person can say, shake your fist, I can't believe you did this. And the other person can go, I am so grateful that, I got to see this person and I got to spend the time that I have with this person. And I'm really thankful and you know that he's going to go or he's going to go to a better place and we'll miss him. But, we're happy at the same time that we are grateful. And so what does that say about those two people?
They have two very different perspectives.
Mm-hmm. And so they can curse or they can, what's it called? Praise, yes.
Correct.
You could praise or curse the same carpet with dirt on it.
When someone is feeling frustrated, though, and they're expressing their frustration, I don't think that you should be like, hey, let's not use that word. Because it's not effective in getting that other person to the end goal that you're trying to get them to.
Then we would have to go to the scriptures.
I would suggest that instead of just saying, oh, well, we're not going to use that language because it's negative and we don't want to be negative, I think it would be a better way to deal with that would be to go to the person and be like, hey, I see that you're frustrated. Let's talk about it. How can we turn that frustration into a positive thing? Let's take that negative and flip it and make it positive. Mm-hmm. That is a better way, because if you're going to tell everybody in the house, okay, let's not use the word I'm frustrated.
We'll just use...
That is not helpful. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help our kids express themselves. It doesn't help us as parents to be able to look into our children's heart and help lead them through that frustration.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I would say, hey, let's be grateful that we have a carpet to put dirt on it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
It's fine to say that. But I don't think it would be wise to tell our family, okay, just like we don't say the word stupid here because it's unkind, we're also now going to not say I'm frustrated.
Okay. Okay.
Because that's an internal thing that's coming out, that a person is communicating how they're feeling. And we need to know how each other are feeling and what's going on in each other's minds.
And help one another.
Yeah, and help one another have a better perspective.
But even though I understand that your feelings are important, I'm going to help you have a better perspective.
And I'm trying to help you help me.
Yeah, help me.
Makes sense.
You have helped me. Thank you.
Good.
You're very helpful. Yes, good. So
we could also talk about Christmas.
Christmas. Oh yes, we had some Christmas issues.
Hold on. First, I would like to preface with a little bit of backstory.
Yes, preface your backstory.
Holidays have always presented struggles for Hannah and I for various different reasons. And I would like to say that this year in particular, things were pretty smooth.
Yeah, I thought you went pretty well.
I preemptively sat down with you and just had a discussion, right? We talked, we wrote things down, we planned a little bit in advance.
I paid the Amazon credit card bill.
I did not go crazy
with a smile,
with shopping, I will say.
That the Lord had, gave us provisions to pay that off.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But now, post-Christmas, it feels kind of like pay time. It's time to pay the piper.
Oh, pay the piper time.
Yeah. You relaxed and everybody had an enjoyable holiday, and now it's like, we're going to pull the reins and everybody's going to hurt now.
Well, that was not my intention.
It feels that way. Yeah. I need to tell you that it feels that way because not only for me, but also our children. And I have tried to prepare our children.
It's coming. The rat's coming.
Yeah, kind of. so that they can have a happier heart.
That's gonna wake up pretty soon from stupid slumber.
Yeah. So Ian has started filling his brain with things on YouTube regarding sugar intake and carbs in general and all these other fun things. You're just feeding the monster with the YouTube.
Oh yeah. Otherwise we'd be eating cookies and ice cream still.
Not necessarily. Like, I think that it's a very normal thing for after the holiday season, like New Year's, okay, and then everybody kind of naturally, like, does a restart.
Phases down.
Yeah.
I'm
so, like...
cold turkey.
Yeah. I am more of a moderate person, and that's just how that is. Like, I would be like, okay, we're going to use up whatever we have in the house and just not replenish. And Ian's more of a like, we're gonna throw everything away.
This new year, it's called the Purge.
It's not
they
called
made
the
a
Purge.
They made a movie about that, but
Negative.
For other reasons. But we can still purge sugar.
We can. It's something that can happen. Yes.
We can just give a bag of sugar, put it out there, and give Evan a bat, and he can just.
Okay, but also, can I mention that I think you have a blind spot regarding it?
Okay. All the kids are knocking on the door.
They are knocking on the door.
Oh.
Do we want to pause?
I'm hoping that they would just disappear.
I'll figure out another solution.
Like, Mom and Dad's not opening the door. I wonder what they're doing. Making a YouTube video.
Okay. So I think you have a blind spot.
Okay.
Because, like, you're like, okay, the tub of ice cream's gotta go. No more chips. No more pasta. No more. And then you're like, oh, but rice paper and vermicelli. Delicious.
Well, I mean, I don't mind cutting it out, too.
I'm just saying you have a little bit of a bias / blind spot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can go Nazi on it, but then I'm balancing.
You're balancing with a bias towards your preferences.
Yeah. It's not cookies, it's just rice paper.
Yeah. And, I'm not saying we all need to have cookies. I'm just saying... You're cracking down on the kids hardcore, but you're still like...
I'm a hypocrite.
Kind of. It would be like less obvious if you weren't so like, hiya, kill everything that the kids like, and
Oh, hiya, my god, fun hoy. Because this is quack talk. Oh. Yeah. So yeah, I don't mind doing that. It's just because it was there, and I had deer meat to go with it, so it was just natural.
Do you want to pause or pop out real quick?
No, I
talk to Evan.
No. I want to experiment. Like, is he gonna kick my door down, or is he gonna pick it and open it? Because I want to know what happens if we're doing other things, and I don't want to be walked in on. So at least I can maybe get a better lock or something if he's figured out a way to open up the door.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Can I just go answer him?
Okay. Okay.
That sounds so sad.
Okay, we'll pause real quick. All right, back to our regularly scheduled programming. We handled those kids without having to get off our seats.
Parent goals.
Yes.
It's terrible.
You can ask us how we did it on our next episode.
Yay.
So, do we have anything else to talk about, or do we want to keep it kind of a 20-minute video, 30 minutes?
Do you want to talk about the ornament situation, or...
Oh, yes, the ornament situation.
Do you want to talk about something else?
Yes, let's stay on topic. Guys, they just go off to a tangent and forgot what they talked about.
We'll wrap it up with all the holiday stuff.
Okay, so where did we leave off? Something about... going Nazi on sugar, and I'm a hypocrite.
I'm not saying that you're a hypocrite. I'm just saying I think you have a blind spot.
Oh,
I'm trying to,
I said
help you.
I said it, not Amber. Those are my words. She said it in a nice way.
Well, what do you want to happen in these discussions?
I don't know.
It's time for us to sit and talk.
Okay, so
I figure let's problem solve, and we'll share with people how we discuss stuff.
It's like we're thinking out loud as a couple, and the rules are you don't get offended and irritated and raise your voice.
We try.
And don't punch me on the front.
Like ever?
No, I don't know. Backhand.
Yeah, karate chop.
Okay, so I was reading my book with my mentors was I don't know, it's like something about being godly parent with John MacArthur or something like that. So I was reading my chapter and I was like, I'm gonna finish this up. I'm almost done. And I was like, hey kids, why don't you go take down that tree? This is after New Year's, and Mama had mentioned that she wanted to take the tree down, so let's help her out. So we go get the Christmas tree bag, bring it in, and then we start taking the ornaments down. And then as soon as I said that, she did this. And I was like, oh.
I gave him a look.
And I was like, don't worry, honey. They're just gonna take down the cheapo ornaments. And
I call them the training ornaments.
And so the kids got the training ornaments and put them all in there, and I didn't realize she had a process on how to organize it more efficiently for the year after. So sorry about that. And then we made sure I told the kids not to touch the expensive ornaments because they might break them. Okay. And so I told them not to do that, and they did not touch the expensive ornaments. And I was like, don't touch someone that has like words on it or white and breakable. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it to kids that you can touch the plastic, but not the porcelain ones. I don't know. So I tried to explain the best I could, and then I thought they did a good job. And then something popped up on my phone. I was like, oh, I need to go handle this on my computer real quick. So I transferred some. I was payability and transfer my Amazon sales and stuff like that. And then I was like, oh, RV share. Someone asked questions, so I go, they asked about this hitch, and I sent them a picture and all that stuff. So I took a little longer, and then when I walked out, kids had taken down all the expensive ornaments and put them nicely on the coffee table without any chips on it or breaks. Because I had confidence in them, but they still disobeyed and did it anyway. And Amber went. You pick the word.
Mildly irritated.
Oh my goodness.
So tell me, how did I come across to you? Because in my perspective,
it was the end of the world.
There was no yelling. There was no screaming.
Okay, she got frustrated and irritated, and I was like, honey, let no unwholesome word proceed from your mouth. But only such word that's good for.
He really knows how to calm down his lady.
I think I messed up that one. According to the need of the moment. Something like that. Okay.
It's good for edification. According to the need of the moment. That is a part that you need to focus on a little bit more. The moment in the need of the moment.
It's not the need of
what moment. Is needed in the moment.
So what I should have done instead was to ask honey, how would you like us to take this tree ornament down? And then she's going to give us a 101 step process. The details of taking each ornament down, sorting it by wood, plastic, and color.
Okay, I'm not that bad.
And how to nicely put it into the container, layer by layer. And I don't know.
It's not that complicated.
And that's how you would love your wife, because that's important to her, and you do it every single step.
As a wife to you, I was trying to be like submissive and let you do whatever it is you think you're doing and not interfere.
But you blew up.
But I left the room so that I didn't have to see the trauma happen.
And then
came back. Came back. You were nowhere to be found, and the boys had not laid out the ornaments nicely. They had put them all in a pile on top of each other.
A tower. Yeah,
yes.
Tower.
Yes.
Tower ornaments.
There was a tall-ish pile of breakable ornaments happening when I came out. And so then I was like, ha! Please don't break. And I did not yell at the boys. Mm-hmm. I spoke a little sternly with them, but I did not lose my cool, I don't think. Uh-huh. I wasn't like out of line. I wasn't ripping people's heads off. It was...
But we can see in your heart.
Yes.
That you were upset.
I was, but I thought I was doing a very good job of controlling that inner storm.
But then when someone's upset, you kind of get offended by their upsetness, if that's a word. It's like someone can get angry at you and yell at you, and you'll feel offended. I'm sorry, I messed up, and you're poking holes at me, and I'm bleeding, and emotionally.
Oh, let's get trauma. Okay.
Yeah, but then she did it very calmly, but with an irritated attitude. Yes,
because I was
and
like,
so
I was offended.
So it was so we still feel offended because I still know she was angry inside.
Yeah. So this is where we can learn and get better, I think, because when you see someone has been offended or is irritated or whatever, fill in the blank, negative emotion that you don't like, don't think it's right, whatever, instead of pouring jet fuel on the flame, you could take a step back.
Get the fire extinguisher. Calm down.
Yeah.
And be loving and ask her how you want to do this.
Yeah.
And support her in her ways that you may or may not agree with, but because you love her, you do it anyway. Just like Christ died on the cross and gave his life, I can give up how my thinking is and just do it.
I think it comes I think it has to do with being married and knowing your spouse and working towards that unity.
And it's important to her, and you want to show her that you love her for who she is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's not like I don't do that for you, right? Mm. We have different priorities and things we care about. Mm. But I try to know yours and accommodate them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Like making this video right before going to bed in comfortable jammies.
What?
So, yes, good. Yeah. I think we're at the almost 30-minute mark. I had a good time. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
We'll try to do this tomorrow. We don't know what the next topic is, but we'll just talk about stuff throughout the day, and maybe
something will happen.
Yeah, something will happen, and hey, I got this new whatever, or
let's talk about how we handled that,
or how we handled this, and how the kids did today. All right, thanks. Signing out from Quack Talk.
Hey, maybe you could tell him something that I do that you're like, this was crazy, or I don't know.
Today?
I don't know. Did something happen today that you were like, what is she thinking?
Like the Christmas tree? I don't
know. I think we were both looking at each other going, what are you doing?
We'll talk about that in our next episode. I don't know what it is, but we'll find out. Bye.
Good night.